there! My name is Cassie Paulsen and I care about guns, but not in the way that you think when I say that I care about guns. I care about guns because it is an issue that our government and country needs to address and hasn't. Now let me get this totally clear right from the beginning. I am not a person who is against guns. I know that guns serve a big purpose in a lot of people's lives, like people who live in rural areas where wild coyotes will often come and eat your animals or cats or attack your house. In those cases, I understand that guns are a necessity, and I am not trying to advocate your guns being taken away from you if you have a real purpose like that for a little rifle or like little handgun. I don't know anything about guns, but I know that semi-automatic ones are not necessary. Let me tell you something about our Second Amendment rights that everybody so dearly wants to protect. That amendment was made, and our country was made, at a time where we did not have a formed militia. Back in the what was it, late 1700s? I'm forgetting everything I learned from Hamilton right now. When our country was formed, we did not have a military that was trained. The people were the military. And if you were called by your country to serve in a war, you were expected to be able to provide your own weapons and defend yourself and your country. Nowadays, that is not the case. Our government hemorrhages billions of dollars a year at our military to train them, give them weapons, give them all the proper supplies to defend us. Therefore, the Second Amendment is drastically outdated, and using that as an excuse to possess semi-automatic rifles is not a good thing. Let me tell you a couple stories from my life as a 19-year-old girl. I've never been involved in a mass shooting or anything like that, but I do have a couple interesting stories to share with you. First of all, let's rewind it back to 10th grade when my English class was doing debates and we had to address topics that were important at the time. One of my friends had the debate topic of gun rights, and obviously this is still relevant and still something that hasn't been addressed, but at the time she was doing a lot of research, and I don't know if your high school was like this, I assume so, but at our high school the internet is censored and you can only go on certain websites because, you know, there are obviously things that are not necessary for school purposes. For example, you can't go on YouTube at school, and there are a lot of really helpful videos on YouTube that would help your education, but unfortunately there are also a lot of very terrible and distracting, and you know, YouTube is a social media site, so it is blocked. You cannot view anything for educational purposes or otherwise. However, you can buy a gun through school internet on Walmart.com. So I, a 15-year-old girl at the time, could not go on YouTube to watch a crash course video, but I could go buy a gun if I wanted to, and I wouldn't have to provide any ID either. There have been a lot of bad things that have happened in America's history, and every time something bad happens, we have done something about it. When people used to get injured in car crashes a lot, research was done and precautions were made. You have to be a certain age to get your driver's license, you have to go through training, you have to wear a seat belt. All kinds of safety precautions are put in place, and now car crashes do happen, but there are a lot less injuries and accidents than there once were before there were any sort of rules. Same goes with 9/11. I was very young when 9/11 happened, so I personally don't remember a time when we didn't have TSA and all the strict rules, like you can't bring more than 3 ounces of conditioner on your 1-month trip to Europe. But there are a lot of people who remember a time where you didn't have to take your shoes off, you didn't have to bring a certain amount of toiletries. And after 9/11 happened and that horrible event in America's history happened, something was done about it. The government cracked down, TSA went rampant, and now you need to get to the airport at least an hour before your flight is supposed to depart if you want to get through TSA in time to get to your gate. Yet nothing has been done about guns, and that is very interesting to me. Another story for you all. I am someone who has grown up, you know, in the age of mass shootings, and when I was younger we would do lockdown drills at school. It is something that has always been in my mind, but it's been increasing over the past, you know, honestly, since Trump was elected. I recently moved to college. I'm a freshman at Pacific Lutheran University, so I got here in September, and the first time I went home was in early October, and the night before I came back to school, I had a dream about a shooting. And I had a dream that I was in my French class and there was a shooter that entered the building and that my whole class hid, like you do in a lockdown drill. I realized no one had locked the door. And so I got up to lock the door, and as I was walking towards the door, the shooter opened the door and pointed their gun at me, and then that was the end of my dream. I woke up and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I didn't fall back asleep for hours because I was terrified, because this is not an irrational dream. I mean, I would love to think that it is, but this kind of thing could happen to me and I could die any day at school and anywhere. So I came back to school and obviously I'm still alive. Nothing bad happened. Everything was fine. But then the next time I came home, later that month, the night before I was supposed to drive back to school, I had another dream about a shooting. I had a dream that I was again in a class and I was leaving class and walking outside and I heard gunshots coming from our university cafeteria and I ran all the way to a meeting that I was supposed to go to about, for some reason, PLU was going on a trip to the zoo. And in the meeting, the field trip was canceled because there was a rumor going around that people were targeting PLU students and that we were going to get shot if we went on this zoo field trip. And I remember leaving the meeting in my dream and hearing gunshots again and running back to my room, and then at that point I woke up. But I do not like to live in a world where I have to have these dreams and believe that they could happen. Right now, we live in an America that I am terrified to go anywhere. And anytime I make plans to go somewhere big, and you know, I'm a theater kid, so I love going to theater, I love going to events. As time goes on, it gets scary. Living in a society where you're scared to go anywhere is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't find pleasure in that. I don't think that that is healthy. I don't think that that is what our government should be doing to us, and I don't think that it's fair not to do anything about it. I am 19 years old, and in my life I'm not planning on having children anytime soon, but having children in this world is a terrifying thought. This is a world where you can send your kindergartner to school and worry if you will see them again. I'm not even a mother yet, and I'm already like starting to cry thinking about that. Something needs to be done, and I'm not exactly sure what it is. That's even scarier, that the people in power, the people that are supposed to be protecting us and serving the people that we elect to make decisions that will serve everybody and that will help us prosper, they don't care and they're not doing anything about it. So this is the time where we need to do something about it. If you are 18 or older and you're not registered to vote, I implore you to register. I'll leave a link down below where you can do it online. It'll take you all of 5 minutes, but you can make a difference that way. Along with that, I'll leave below some links to apps where you can contact your representatives through email or through text, or you can call them, but I know a lot of people feel nervous doing that these days. Nothing is being done. Something needs to be done. And because our elected representatives are doing nothing, it's our turn. And it's our turn to demand change. And if that means impeaching Trump, sounds great to me. No, I'm joking. That's probably a drastic action, but I'm serious. Something needs to be done. I wish I had an obvious answer for what that thing was, but I don't. Anything you can think to do, anyone you can think to talk to, any petition you can think to sign, I implore you to do so. Because when I have children, years from now, I don't want to be scared to send them to school. I don't want to have to worry that I will die if I go out in public. Sorry for the little bit heavier video than usual. I'm wearing this funny shirt that says, I haven't found Mr. Right, but I have found Mr. Cheap and Mr. Lazy. This is not about my life. I have a great boyfriend, but I thought it was funny. I hope that you all take this seriously, because it's serious, and I hope that you all will do something about it, because there's only so much one person can do. We can change things. It probably won't be easy, and it's probably gonna take some time. So you might as well start now. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe for a little bit lighter videos. Normally I make outfit of the week videos and self-improvement videos. My foot is falling asleep right now. But I needed to get my 2 cents out, and this has more subscribers than my vlog channel. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. I promise it'll be happier. Go do something that makes you happy today, and go do something that will make a difference. Please. Thank you. Bye!